She's a board game hustler, pineapple smuggler, and midnight juggler. It's the Meggie Rambles Show with your host, award-winning actress, Meggie Ginny. Sit back, relax, and be a part of the conversation as Meggie rambles with your favorite Christian actors, filmmakers, and entertainers. Who is today's special guest? Stay tuned to find out. And now, here's Meggie.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Meggie Rambles with Other People. I'm your host, Meggie Ginny. I guess it'd be kind of weird if I wasn't, right? So I'd like to welcome you to the guest tonight. And as always, a reminder, you can add our Roku and Amazon Fire Stick channel for free on your devices. And you can watch all of these, I guess, anywhere you have those devices. So that's an option. Also, I would like to thank you guys for commenting, for sharing this with your friends. And if you are interested in sponsoring Meggie Rambles, we would love to hear from you at meggierambles@gmail.com. Very simple, guys. So, okay, today's guest. I've been told that it's somebody's already favorite guest, my producers, the incredible actress and woman of God who has appeared in such such movies as War Room, Discarded Things, Song of the Tree Frogs, and even a Saved by the Bell appearance. Please welcome my guest, Miss Karen Abercrombie. Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me. So I found out that you actually love to do something that I wish I could do more of. You're huge into outdoors and all of those things. You go hiking, kayaking, snowshoeing, stargazing, gardening. I've actually never heard of anyone legit snowshoeing. I thought that was something that was like from Little House on the Prairie. What is that? Is that like the tennis racket shoe thing?
It is the tennis racket shoe thing.
But it's not tennis rackets. It's a real
actual snowshoes.
So so like they keep you on top of the snow.
Absolutely. They keep you from falling through the snow. So
do you get loads of snow where you are?
Well, not where I am, but upstate New York and, the Northern Territory, definitely. And I make it a point to do it, during the winter whenever I can.
Interesting. Yeah. So I legitimately didn't realize this was a thing people did. I thought it was something they did that was on TV as like a joke. But I don't live where you get that much snow where you would need to stay on top of it for fear of like dying. So there's that. But I guess, necessity kind of creates inventions, right?
Absolutely.
So when you snowshoe, is it like kind of like hiking in the snow? Is that kind of the point?
Pretty much. Exactly. Yes. Huh. Absolutely.
Interesting. Really. What is your favorite outdoor excursion? Like something you've done that was just super awesome?
Oh, because I love the outdoor so much, nature so much. I don't know. It could have been some of the trails in the redwood forest.
Oh.
But anytime I'm out in nature, God never ceases to amaze me with all the things that he has created. And there's so much. And every time you go, even if it's the same trail, you see something different. You hear something different. Mm-hmm. You're moved in a different way. And I'm like,
I'm more moved in the because I have allergies. But I while I'm there, it's great. It's the later part that makes me be like, stupid outdoors. But I hear you. And I'm lucky. You're lucky you don't have that after effect. My husband all the time is like, I don't have allergies. And I was like, well, aren't you special? God loves you most. Like, obviously it's a joke, but at the same stage, still, it's a little sensitive. So you actually recently, I guess not, I don't know if recent's the word, you created a nonprofit about or called The Village, and The Village is alive. Ugh, words are hard today. The Village is alive. So tell me, what prompted you to create this nonprofit, and then what is the purpose of it?
The creative arts saved my life. I grew up, it was a little rough, my coming up, but I got involved in theater, and it was just like all of the lights went on, and it fed me in such an amazing way. And so I wanted to make it available for kids in underserved communities who might not have access to that. It's great in so many ways, that creativity, that ability to imagine yourself doing other than, or being someone or somewhere else out of the situation you may currently be in. And just tapping into that most authentic part of yourself. And so I feel that it is absolutely necessary for me to pass that on, to give that opportunity to other kids, because I know what it's done for me. And there you have it.
I love that. And God was the first creator, right? He created it all, and he's just so incredible. And I think we as humans, and it's a great lie of Satan, can discount how much value there is in creating something that wasn't there before, in creating and storytelling, and just how vital it is to us as people to be able to tap into that creative creative aspect of our lives. And serve one another and serve the kingdom through it. Obviously, as entertainers, we get to do that fairly often. But you're right, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of adults even, who really just have had to, for one reason or another, shut that part of themselves down. And it's detrimental.
And it really is. And it's very sad. And so if we can just get the light to go on, whether they continue in the arts, creativity is used in everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. And in invention, and even in the basic things of, I say basic, it's not basic, running a business. Like, you have to look at projects and problems creatively to solve them.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I've said quite a bit is, kids, especially in this day and age when there's so many things to entertain here, you can play on this device or whatnot. Kids aren't bored enough.
Right.
And there is something beautiful that comes out of being bored. And I feel like that is just a part that this upcoming generation just is simply missing out on.
And that's one of the reasons too. It's just because, I go to the grocery store sometimes and I see a little toddler with a little gadget just playing away while mommy's shopping. And I'm like,
Yeah. Let's be real. I'm just as guilty as everyone else of going, and putting on a show or whatnot for my kids. Totally. But there is something beautiful about them being just bored to tears. I'm like, oh, you're bored to tears, huh? I don't know. Make up a game. Tell a story.
Absolutely.
Figure it out.
Absolutely.
Like, being bored is a life skill. I've told that to my kids far too many times. They're like, it is not. It is. One day you'll thank me. Not today, but one day.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
So what are some things that the Village is Alive have they been able to do and accomplish?
Well, it's a very new, we just started this nonprofit, but we're going to work on storytelling, problem solving, communication skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then I freeze. Communication skills.
No, she's still there. She's just putting a joke, guys. This is what we call entertainment. Yeah, but you're right. Like, and even in the communication aspect of things, that's huge. There are so many kids who are lacking in communication skills. Technology is a beautiful thing. Let's be real. I wouldn't even have this show if I didn't have technology, but it can also be a hindrance as well. And it's just like everything, you know, you got to use it for good, but then don't let it use you. So
yes. Oh, that's good.
thanks. I'll let you have that.
Meggie, say it one more time.
Not just a hat rack. Oh gosh. Okay. Yes. So your village is alive. Is there someplace people can go and check it out and maybe even donate or support or find out your project? And how they can pray?
Absolutely. They can find out more about it. They can either reach out to me on my website, Karen Abercrombie.com, or
she forgot her own name there for a second. She's like, Karen.
Yeah. So, or email me, Karen at KarenAbercrombie.com, and find out more.
That's fantastic. Okay, well, love that, and I would love to talk more about it, but we've got a schedule to keep and we've got things to talk about. So we are going to move on to a recent adventure in production. You recently produced your very first feature film called Discarded Things, and we have a clip, so let's take a look.
I know who you are.
You are withholding necessary medication from someone.
You need help. Let God help you through this.
God took everything away from me that mattered. Everything.
Tracy, whatever you do, don't let your daddy find it. You keep it well hidden.
It's not enough that you took him away. You have to take everything from me. He pushed me out. And my only regret is that you wouldn't come with me.
He needs to see you.
You can destroy a person's life, your only child, just like that. You are the most selfish man I've ever met.
So, powerful story. Very different than the Miss Clara everyone saw in War Room. So, what about Discarded Things, that story, did you really want to tell?
A few things. I know that in the Christian filmmaking realm, we have the opportunity to tell a lot of stories, but I wanted to go a little bit more edgy because there are a lot of people out on the fray who aren't seeing themselves up on the screen. They're not seeing their lives represented up on the screen. And I just believe that if we widen the scope a bit, the people out on the fringes would feel included. And then we can talk to them because they know that we see them.
Mm-hmm.
That is one.
That's hugely important. And I think that's something that in Christian film, we're starting to see more of. More of a little bit more. Sometimes Christian film can be a bit too idealistic to reach the lost. And while I think it's wonderful to have Christian movies that are made for the church, I think we definitely need Christian movies that are made for the lost. So I love that was something that was really important.
Well, definitely my target audience. And she's dealing with alcoholism, drugs, and I'm sure that everybody knows someone, and maybe personally, or perhaps they've struggled with alcohol or drugs. And with the opioid epidemic, my goodness, people that you wouldn't, quote unquote, I guess they say, expect to struggle with it, or their children struggling with opioid addiction, they are. So I don't want people to feel ashamed. Go get the help and reach out to people that you know are struggling. And these are the things that God calls us to do. The church is supposed to be the hospital. Let us do that. Let us be that. And the other thing is, we're dealing with kids who have been in the foster system and they're aging out. And I've been a foster parent for many, many, many years. Me and my husband and my son, foster family. And I know that people didn't want to take in the older children because they felt that once they were broken, that irreparable damage was done. And so it was hands off. They wanted to foster, but nobody wanted to foster the older kids, but we did. And my goodness, some of our best and the deepest, most wonderful experiences we've had as foster parents were with some of those old kids that people didn't want to deal with. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to bring that up and perhaps prick some hearts and maybe open some doors where people would be willing to even consider fostering or being a big sister or big brother to an older child in need. So
absolutely. And one thing that along with that, people just didn't, they're damaged. They're children still. And it doesn't matter what they've done, where they've been, they're absolutely still in the phase of their life where they're learning who they're going to become and who they want to become.
Yes.
And they may not know anything other than what they've experienced. So being able to be that positive influence, being able to say, no, absolutely. Oh, you want to play baseball? Let's play baseball. Or, they didn't have someone really feeding into them. And that is literally life altering because it changes the way that they view themselves.
Yes,
it opens
ma'am.
them up to a position of being able to truly accept the way that God sees them. Because so many people, when you say, oh, well, he's a good father, I don't get it because my father isn't, or my mother isn't. And so they have a hard time identifying even with what does that look like?
Absolutely.
To be able to speak that into to teenagers, the older kids, even the kids that are just barely almost going to age out, that can be completely life altering.
Yes. It's difficult enough to be a teen. Absolutely. And then to have all these other things to deal with. And you had used a word a few moments ago, damaged. They're not wanting to work with damage. In all honesty, Jesus came to save the damaged, because we all are.
Yep.
Okay.
We all are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's one thing that I totally agree with you on, that especially as teenagers, from the most fantastic of circumstances, they're going to go through their own problems. They're going to go through their own things. They're going to have to, even if it doesn't matter how great and how much their parents love Jesus, ultimately they have to make the choice. Am I going to follow Jesus or am I not?
Absolutely.
And so even with the circumstances being fantastic, things could go sour. But when the circumstances are less than, it's just a recipe for Satan to get in there and to just tell them lies of you're not good enough, you're not loved, no one cares about you, this is the best there is for you. And the beautiful thing is with God, this is as bad as it gets.
Right.
Without God, this is as good as it gets. And this just, it's just not good enough. I want all that God has for me and all of eternity with him in heaven.
Yes. And that's what he wants. He wants eternity with all of us, but he calls us to be his hands and feet. And that's going in those places, those dirty, dusty, murky places, and extending a hand, extending kindness, welcoming someone else in, stepping out of our comfort zone. Because we get pretty comfortable, we Christians, we get pretty comfortable in our little group. Everybody's worked on themselves. They're right here, and it's us and them. Well,
even within our group, it's kind of like what you had said, people you don't expect to be dealing with problems or you don't know what's going on even within your group. And so that ever-present love and always, that returning kindness for evil, that kind of stuff, it's so hard for us to do, but it's just, we don't know what other people are dealing with.
Yes.
And you don't know, you need to be the love of the Lord, because it's the love of the Lord that draws people to him, right?
It's the love of the Lord that saved us.
Absolutely. And so if we're not representing that, come on. I feel like we went on like a little soapbox thing, but it's for his glory, right? So it's all right.
Absolutely.
So Discarded Things, I know it's streaming on PureFlix, correct? Yes. And I believe there'll be a DVD maybe sometime this summer.
Yes, I managed to, or should I say, I was blessed to get some distribution.
Great.
And so, yes, we're looking at sometime this summer. We don't have a release date as of yet, but yes,
sometime this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch it now on PureFlix, and then you can just be watching for the DVD to hit shelves or websites.
Yes, and just quickly, if there's an organization or someone from an organization listening, and they would be interested in hosting a screening of Discarded Things, reach out to me as well. I will come and do a Q&A and maybe bring Karen Arnett along with me, or some of the other people that starred in the film. But it is a powerful ministry piece.
Yeah.
Different.
That's a fantastic idea, people. Hint, hint. All right, and speaking of Karen Arnett, you and Karen are actually, you're producing a new television series where you both are so it's called Angels Unaware. Tell me a little bit about the premise.
Okay, the premise is Angels Unaware. God sends this archangel Eden to earth who will encounter people before they do something devastating, not only to themselves, but to people around them. We're also interconnected, and we don't realize how closely connected we are. So anyway, I play Eden, and I come down to earth. But my brother is here. He's been here for a long time, causing confusion and destruction. And who is my brother? He's Lucifer. You know, he was kicked out of heaven for trying to take over, trying to be God. So anyway, he's down here. But the interesting thing here is that he doesn't miss anything about being in heaven, but he misses me. And he wants to have that relationship with me that we once had when we were up in heaven. And he can't, because things are broken, and he's going to continue trying. And I am his Achilles heel. He is like putty in my hands for the most part. But yeah, he loves his sister Eden.
And Karen plays Lucifer.
Played by Karen Arnett, that amazing Karen Arnett.
Wow, that is interesting. I love this concept. It sounds very intriguing indeed. And I believe you guys are actually shopping it around currently. So again,
absolutely. We have shot the pilot, and it's, God blessed us. It's powerful. And we've assembled an amazing cast of regulars. And yes, I'm currently shopping, looking for a home for the
So
series.
if you have a home that you want this on, hit her up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So was this a series? Are you going to write it yourself, or do you have writers for it? Or how is that?
I did the pilot with a girlfriend of mine. We also wrote Discarded Things together. But once picked up, then, you know, we're going to have to bring in some other writers, because I won't be able to really.
It'll just be too much.
Yeah, it'd be too much for me.
Yeah,
for sure. But we'll bring in a little group of writers.
That'll be great
along the way.
Yes. Well, I'm very excited to see it, because I am just believing God's going to have his hand on it in his perfect timing. So I love that. All right. So how about we play a game, shall we?
Time to put your thinking hats on. It's game time with Meggie. No cheating now. Meggie Rambles is not responsible for any brain damage while overthinking.
Guys, did you see that giant sigh Karen gave? She's like, oh,
I know. It's,
do we have to?
you know what? If there's someone out there listening, and get your hands ready on the keys, because you may be able to help me answer these questions properly.
That's like an ask a friend kind of a thing. I'm
asking my friends. Come on, guys. Get ready.
And everyone's her friend today, because she don't want to lose. Okay, so the game is Who Said It? And so I'm going to give her a quote from a movie, and then she has to tell me who said it. I know. It's quite confusing of a title, isn't it? All right. So we're going to start off with an oldie. Lewis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh my God. Hints, clues.
Old,
Audience.
1942.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's a very well-known movie from 1942.
Oh,
Got nothing?
got-
Casablanca.
oh.
And I got to be honest, I've never even seen the movie, but I know it's well-known enough. I was like, sure, I know.
Woods, girl. That's why.
Yeah, if it's black and white, I have a hard time. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh man, it's like Wizard of Oz.
You're so young. You probably got black and white. It's broken.
See, exactly. Like, it's where's the?
You better baby girl.
Somebody fix this. But all right, this next one is not as old, so you've got that going. You can't handle the truth.
I know, but
See, okay, do you know the actor who says it?
no.
Okay, Jack Nicholson says it in A Few Good Men.
Oh.
See, so many of these, I can hear it and maybe even see the person who says it, but I cannot place it.
But at least you can see the person who says it.
It's true. Maybe
Even if you
because
don't
that
know.
clip is used constantly. Like it's, you can't handle the truth. I
I like the way you said that. Say it one more time.
You can't handle the truth. Right?
Oh, someone typed in Tom Cruise. Hey.
Well, he would be wrong. Well, I guess he says, I want the truth. And then Jack Nicholson responds with, you can't handle the truth.
And
so,
whoever you were, thank you.
that was Marty. I'm just gonna say he's trying to help out, but it says Meggie Rambles. I know who that was. Cheating. All right. If you build it, he will come.
Build it, they will come. Oh, now I know this.
She knows it in theory.
She does.
Uh-huh. Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. So far we have 0 points. It's
all right.
It's a participation award kind of a game so far. All right. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, not the John Glenn film. Houston, we have a problem. I know it's of course, Houston, we have a problem. Which astronaut?
13?
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13. There you go. James trying to help you out.
James.
All right. Surely you'll get this one. There's no crying in baseball. No?
No.
Seriously?
The all women team?
Yeah. It's a league of their own.
A league of their own.
Yes. Whenever one of the girls is crying, Tommy, are you crying? There's no crying.
Their own. Thank you.
Thanks, Marty.
Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn's son.
This one, you might not, even if you don't get the movie, you might get the actor because it's very unique. Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh, yes. We all know Arnold.
Okay. So we got 1 point on the board, guys. Woo!
I'll take what I can get.
That's right. All right. My precious.
The Witch from Wizard of Oz. No?
Lord of the Rings? Gollum?
Huh?
Lord of the Rings?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, surely you'll get this one. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Well, yeah. Thank you. The Witch. We get this.
All right. 2 more. I think you'll probably get both.
This is terrible. This is
fine because we're ending strong.
This is
fine.
Terrible.
Here's the deal. You connect with people with weaknesses. And I'll think about all of the people connecting. Like, Karen didn't know those either. And they're like,
we're going to make a movie together. And come on.
She's not going to like me by the time we make a movie.
Oh, yes, I will. I love you. And I can't wait.
All right. Well, how about we end on one that there's no way you get wrong? Shall we?
Oh, gosh.
I see you. All right. I see in you a warrior that needs awaken.
Now I know this. I'm so sorry.
Girl, you said it in War Room.
Oh gosh.
That's embarrassing. I'm just.
Well, I let all those things go out of my head when I take on the next project.
I hear you. I get that. But yeah, so how many people got that? And Miss Claire herself didn't get it.
I see in you award. Oh yeah, yes. Elizabeth, I see in you a warrior that needs to be awakened.
Boom.
Yeah.
She just had to put it back on. She had to put Claire back on. And now it was good. All right. Well, thank you for playing in the game.
Oh, Meggie. I don't know.
So make sure that you find Discarded Things on PureFlix and be watching for the DVD. Also, check out Angels Unaware. Well, I guess you can't check it out yet. When it eventually comes out, check out Angels Unaware because I have a feeling it's going to be fire. And you can find her at KarenAbercrombie.com, on social media, all the places. Check her out. Message her if you want to be a part of The Village is Alive. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Love one another. Make it weird.